Hi guys, this is Harish in our channel that is KTH Knowledge Treasure Hub. A brand new course is introduced that is none other than Python, beginner to advanced course. So this is purely beginners or intermediate learners for a Python, and not for the advanced Python experts. This video is a pre-introduction to learning Python. I hope this lecture motivates the viewer towards learning Python. Let's dive into the actual content now. First of all, what is Python? Python is a simple, general purpose, high level and object oriented programming language. Python is an interpreted scripting language. So we know that Python is a high-level language and an interpreted scripting language because Python uses an interpreter, not a compiler. And Python is a scripting language. Scripting means it looks like a transcript of English. If we wrote a sentence, it looks like so Python. And Python is founded by the Guido van Rossum. Okay. Actually, this is a protocol. We have to know the founder. That's why we will discuss the Python founder name. Python is easy to learn yet powerful and versatile scripting language, which makes it attractive for application development. So due to this scripting behavior, Python is very attractive for development purposes. Okay, if you write any code, it looks like very attractive. Okay. Python is not intended to work in a particular area. Yeah, definitely Python is not intended for a work in a particular area because Python is used in everywhere in web technologies. So what is meant by here web technologies means we have so many different fields in web technologies. They are designing, UI designing, software development, backend development, whatever may be the field, Python is used in everywhere, or Python is able to use in everywhere. So we don't need to use data types to declare variable because it is a dynamically typed. So this is the main advantage in Python. Python don't need to use don't need to declare the variables. In Java, in C++, we have to declare the variables declare the variables through data types. Int a equals to 5, int b, float a. In Python, we don't need any type of declaring the data types. Okay. Python makes the development and debugging fast because there is no compilation step included in Python development. Here, Python actually in object-oriented programming languages we don't compile anything, but Python and any object-oriented programming language, it is an interpreter. It means interpreter works as a compiler. But a small difference between the compiler and interpreter. So compiler compiles the whole code at a time, but interpreter not like that. Interpreter compiles the line by line. Okay. So we will demonstrate practically in upcoming lectures also how interpreter works. Okay. And here we should previous we saw what is Python. Now we say why should we learn Python. So we definitely know if we want to learn any subject, we need to know why should we learn this subject. So on that perspective, we have to know why should we learn Python. Python provides many useful features to the programmer. These features make it most popular and widely used language. We have listed below few essential features of Python. Easy to learn. Obviously, Python is very easy to learn because everything is simple. You can conclude after learning the whole lectures. Okay. And next one is expressive language. Yeah. It looks like already we discussed. It looks like an English. So we can express anything in English. So obviously we can express anything in Python also. And interpreter language, we already discussed. Object-oriented language. Actually, object-oriented language means here we have new concepts like class, multi-threading, threading, multiprocessing, processing, decorators, like that. We have so many types of concepts in Whoops. And it is an open source language. Definitely Python is a full open source language. In our tutorials, we use Anaconda Navigator. Actually, not an Anaconda Navigator. Anaconda Navigator as a pack of IDEs. Anaconda Navigator is a package. We use an IDE called Spider or Jupyter. So installation will be explained in the next session. And the next session not covered by me. It will be covered by my friend. So he is a very good Python programmer. Due to some issues, I am not covered the Python installation or Anaconda installation in next session. After I will take care of the whole tutorials. So just to go through it, and I hope you enjoy a very lot. Extensible. Yeah, Python is an extensible programming language. What is meant by extensible? Okay. Extensible means if we made any project today, I need to upgrade the so many number of features and downgrade the so many number of features on future. I don't know actually, but every time if we upgrade or degrade the features in my project, I can't able to modify the code, because it leads to some errors in production or execution. So on the time, Python helps to upgrade or downgrade the features without interpreting the previous code. Okay, and learn standard library. So here learn standard library means Python don't need a library support for every small programs, because in C or Java we have to must import the standard library. In C stdio.h hash include something, and in java.util. something. So whatever may be, we have to include a library for a small program also, but Python doesn't need that type of approach. Okay, Python automatically interpret the standard library for every program. We don't need a extra line in our program. Okay, and the GUI programming support. GUI means graphical user interface. We need every user needs a GUI, because it attacks the user. So GUI is very important for every application development. Python has a own standard GUI libraries like as Printer, Kiwi, like that. Okay, Pygame. Pygame is also one of the best GUI. So Pygame is mainly used to build the game's GUI. Okay, if we build a game, you need to use Pygame. And integrated. Yeah, Python is an integrated programming language. You know that. And embeddable. We can embed our Python code in every hardware device, like as Arduino, Raspberry Pi, whatever may be. Python can be able to embed that devices also. And dynamic memory allocation. Here dynamic memory allocation means Python automatically allocates the memory for the program. Actually, in Java, like that programming languages, we need a garbage collector. So garbage collector, what is meant by garbage collector? Garbage collector collects the unwanted storage space throughout the program, because Java doesn't have, if we leave that garbage process, Java can't be able to collect the unwanted space. In Python, not that like that. Python have own inbuilt garbage collection mechanism, so we don't need to implement garbage collection process code. Okay, so that is also one of the main process in Python. And a wide range of libraries and frameworks. Python develops a very extensively in every second of time. Okay, so in second by second, Python develops very high because of due to their libraries and frameworks support. Actually, Python has 2000 plus libraries are there. We don't need we don't need to learn that much of Python libraries or frameworks. Here frameworks means Django, PyFlask, something like that, which is support to the web applications or software development. Okay, and where Python is used, we know we know what is Python and why should we learn Python. Now we have to know where Python is used. So Python is used in various fields. First one is data science. Data science is a major advantage in using Python. So data science means it's like a simple future analytics. Okay, and data mining, we have to dig the data or previous considered data for future analytics. This is called as a data mining. Actually, this data science and data mining, we have so many well defined definitions, but we don't need that much of theory in this tutorial. And the next one is desktop application. So this is a PowerPoint application, so it is also one of the desktop application. And console based application. Console based application means just command prompt in our Windows machine, terminal in our your Linux. Simply we can say it as a Unix based application. Okay, and next one is mobile applications. We don't need to discuss about this because we all have Android phones. Okay, so we don't need anything about this. And the next one is software development. In every software development field, we have to use Python for extensive development of a software. Okay, and the next one is artificial intelligence. This is the main key point for using Python. Okay, artificial intelligence. Python is the best programming language to provide the intelligence to the computer. That's why Python is used mostly. In our mobile phones, we have a virtual boat like that is called as a what it means? Yeah, Google Assistant and Amazon Alexa. So these all are the applications of an artificial intelligence. Okay, and next one is web applications. Web application means building websites. Websites are called as web applications. Python is used for backend for an web applications. In front end, we unable to use Python. So we will discuss in web applications tutorials on upcoming sessions. Okay, don't worry about that. And enterprise applications. Enterprise application means a huge applications like our Aadhaar card. Aadhaar card total process, we can say it as a enterprise application also. Okay, it means a very huge server and API integrations like that. So many of things are embedded in the enterprise applications. And 3D CAD applications. 3D CAD applications are mechanical, electrical, civil categories. Stream students are used in 3D applications. Actually, I too don't know about the 3D applications, so with your permission, I can skip 3D applications. But you have to try to know what is meant by 3D applications. And next one is machine learning. We already discussed about the artificial intelligence. Machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. We have to teach the machine how you can work. You have to do this specific task. This type of teaching mechanisms to a machine is called as a machine learning. We have so many approaches like supervisor learning, unsupervised learning, so many bunch of things. Okay, regression trees, tree models, whatever may be the machine learning is a huge concept in Python. So we can upload those lectures also in our YouTube channel. Don't worry about that. And next one is computer vision or image processing applications. Computer vision. So computer vision means digital image processing, digital signal processing. I too don't know very bunch of stuff about that image processing, but it is also very important for an computer science students. Okay, in TensorFlow, PyTorch, we use image processing only. Whatever may be, in our channel, we can upload image processing techniques also through my friends. And now it's the time to know the future scope for Python, because if we learn anything today, we have to think once, what is the future scope for I learn the subject. Okay, that is the main theory behind this concept, future scope for Python. Python has been voted as the most favorite programming language, beating C, C++, and Java programming Python. Programming is also open source programming language and used to develop almost every kind of application. Python has ability to develop every kind of application. That's why Python is very high future scope. Okay, and next one is Python is used worldwide as a wide range of application development and system development programming. So it will be used in Google, Yahoo, Quora, Facebook search engines also. So it will help to solve the complex programming problems also. Okay. And next one is Python looks like a test script, and it helps to test mobile device performance. Actually, we have mobile devices in our hand. Okay, everyone need high performance mobile devices also. So how can we determine this mobile is a high performance mobile and this mobile gives the very less performance? We have to test it. So that type of testing procedure also implemented through our mobiles also. Okay, and this is a graph of demand by learning Python. So PHP, C# looks 2020 Python is the leading course compared to the Java, JavaScript, Java, C# and PHP or C++. So obviously we have to learn Python is very advantage in our future. That's why in our YouTube channel we first introduce Python. Okay, Python 2 versus Python 3. Actually I don't like more theory in our whole series. That's why the comparison between Python 2 versus Python 3 also included in the same video also. Don't think, sir, from the beginning to 20 or 24 minutes you only told a theory. I don't like to listen boring stuff of theory. Sir, please teach in a practical manner. Yeah, definitely I do like only practicals. I don't like theory. But in our whole series, I include 10% theory and 90% practicals. Because without having theory, I can't speak anything. That's why I include 10% theory only. Okay, 90% practicals. Don't worry about that one. And in this Python 2 versus Python 3 means in Python so many versions are there. So on that more versions, every version have a unique feature. We have to learn what is meant by what are the unique features on Python 2 and what are those unique features in Python 3. So Python 3 versus Python 3 versus Python 2. Okay, whatever may be. In most of the programming languages, whenever a new version releases, it supports the features and syntax of the existing version of the language. Yeah, okay, definitely that's it. Therefore, it is easier for the projects to switch the newer version. However, in the case of Python, the two versions, Python 2 and Python 3, are very much different from each other. Here the list of differences. Python 2 uses print. See, print as a statement and used as a print something. Here no parenthesis. In Python 3, we must be include parenthesis. This is the main difference between Python 2 and Python 3. and Python 2 uses raw input for taking the input from the user. In Python 3 input, here raw input means everything taken as a string only. Here input means everything will be converted to as per the inputted values. Okay, if I give Harish is a string. If I give 10 is a integer. Here Python 3 automatically converts that data type, but in Python 3 only if I give anything, it only takes the raw input, means string only. In Python 2 we use ASCII, and Python 3 here see the difference. XRange we have so many syntaxes like that for in range of XRange in Python 2 for in range. So this is called as in Python 3. So don't worry about this, because we definitely see the main differences and we'll definitely understand the main differences between these two in upcoming lectures. Okay. So here a small change between exception handling in Python 3. So exception handling is a very important concept for in every programming languages. So every programmer needs to understand a exception handling for their real world projects like company projects, whatever may be. So in this exception handling also a small change between Python 2 and Python 3. So that's why exception handling also mentioned. So we will see in upcoming lectures what is the small change between Python 2 and Python 3. Okay, don't worry about those because you in this lecture, in this video, you have an idea. What is Python? Why should we learn Python? Is it really needed? Is there any future scope? That's why only this video will be made. Okay. Learning Python in KTH. This is a very important concept. So might be our channel viewers ask me, sir, why should we learn Python in your channel only? So many YouTube channels also deliver Python content. Why should we learn through your channel only? Yeah, obviously this is a right question. Learning our channel has some key benefits. First one, we believe a statement: listening boring lectures without wonderful task and fun is not easy for anyone. Definitely, listening boring lectures is a very difficult task for everyone. I don't like that one, actually. That's why I introduced this course with 90% practicals and 10% theory only. So we have wonderful tasks and fun also throughout this entire course. Okay, and we provide more than 10 plus tasks with the solutions through the entire series of tutorial. We provide not less than 10% or more than 10%, maybe it is a 20 or 30 or 40, 50, whatever may be the count. We provide a wonderful tasks to check the knowledge in Python at every step. Okay, and we reply for each and every doubt in comment section. We make a new video for doubt if it is necessary. See, the major disadvantage in every Python YouTube channels are they will deliver the content in by their own best way. Okay, but here the main disadvantage is if we ask any doubt, they can't reply for a long time also. But in our channel, I definitely promise everyone, I reply for your comments as soon as possible. If doubt will be not rectified throughout the text message, I can make a separate video for your doubts also. Okay. And the next one is every suggestion and feedback is considered to deliver the best content for our YouTube channel. Yeah, definitely this is my personal request. Please provide suggestion and feedback for my lectures or as content uploaded in our channels. So everything is considered and everything is helps to deliver the best content for upcoming videos also. Okay, and obviously every content is free for our knowledge hunters. So everything is free. You don't need to pay anything. So I am here to, our channel is helps every knowledge hunters in without a single rupee of cost. Okay, anyway, thank you. If you have any doubts, please drop a comment. It's my sincere request. Anyway, thank you. Now